Is working in information technology the right thing for you? Is getting into IT the right choice for your life, for your career? What do you want to do? So a lot of people are trying to get into information technology because they heard of the high salaries, they heard about the perks that are available. So they're just following this trace of good perks, good money, easy life, right? So let's find out if getting into IT is really the right thing for you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Christoph Putz. I'm your IT career guide. And now we're gonna go and dive deep into this question because I wanna make sure if you follow down that path and you wanna get into IT, that you know what you're getting into. So first thing to know, IT is not just for introverts. Not everyone that works in IT is an introverted person. So that's really a rumor or that you see in movies where the geeks with the heavy glasses and the stupid looks on their face are shown. It's like not everyone is an introvert. So do not let yourself being blinded by movies and TV series. So there are a lot of extroverted people and anything in between that work in IT. And actually it can be a benefit not to be an introvert working in information technology. So that's the first thing really to consider. So the next thing you need to know is really, do you know what you're getting into? Did you know that there are quite a few roles where you have to work evenings? You have to work weekends potentially. You might be on call and you are getting calls in the middle of the night where you have to roll out of bed and hopefully just remote into a system and fix a problem, or even get dressed and drive to the office to fix a problem. So there are quite a few of these roles in IT, and it can turn into a very stressful part of your job. So be really sure that is what you're signing up for, because it can be part of your job and it can be really quite stressful. I've been there, I've done it, and I had enough of that. I do not want to do that anymore. So I picked roles where I'm not on call anymore. Another thing a lot of people forget about when they get into information technology, it's like there's constant learning required. Working in IT really means that you have to learn new technologies all the time. And some people thrive on that learning, and that's really what they're after. But for others, it's easier to just learn something once and then just do it for a long time. So let's say you work in accounting and accounts payable and you pay invoices all the time. What changes for you? You get different vendors, you're dealing with different invoice amounts, you have to track invoices, you have to talk to vendors, you have to initiate payments. But the overall process doesn't change. That's what you do in accounts payable, and you can do it for a long time. And I'm oversimplifying here, but when you get into information technology, it really requires that you start learning new technologies and then you go and have to roll them out. And old technologies disappear. So stuff that you learned a couple years ago, yeah, that is obsolete. So that knowledge, throw it overboard. You don't need it anymore. So that's an important part of working in IT. And then a lot of people want to get into IT or think that IT is the right thing for you because there's a lot of money to be made. There are a lot of good perks working in IT. You see it in the movies. You hear about Google, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, free lunches and breakfast and dinner. There are chefs on site that cook fresh meals for you. They have buses that drive you to and from home. Netflix even pays for Uber or Lyft to drive you to work. There are on-site dry cleaners on site. There are doctors on site. There's on-site daycare. You can bring your pet. There are perks over and over. It's great to work there. Well, guess what? Those companies also expect you to work. There's a reason why they offer these perks. They want to make your day-to-day life easier, that you can focus on work and really start delivering solutions, technology, and to really deliver value for these perks, deliver value for the salary that you are receiving. So it's not just showing up and having the nice life and really enjoying life every day. There's work from you required, and that is one thing that comes with the money. Yes, there's good money to be made, but it's not coming free, it's not falling from the sky. And then not every workplace is the same. So I mentioned you have to learn new technologies. I thrive on working new technologies. That's how I built my career. I jumped on new technologies as early as possible and used the benefits and made a difference where I worked. But imagine you work for like a city government or maybe a county government, federal government, state government, whatever it is. It's a very different world as an example. These entities, the government entities, do not have as much money as the private industry. You do not see new technology coming in as soon as it comes out. It will take years for government entities to adopt new technologies. Well, what is new today they adopt after 3 or 4 years. So you're getting mature technology because that's what they're after. They're getting it for lower cost because the technology is already out there for a couple of years. It's not brand new. So that's how government works. They also have very strict budget requirements. So a city council might not approve that you can spend a lot of money to renew your IT infrastructure. So that is just something working for governments is not as rewarding, in my opinion, compared to working in the private industry where you potentially work with new technology every year, where it is encouraged that you get new technology rolled out as quickly as possible because it gives you a competitive advantage. So just think about the industries. Another thing with industries is like you have to pick the right industry. And I will link to a video here where I talked about do not work for these companies. You will miss out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in income or maybe even over $1 million in income. Here's an example. You become an IT director for a hotel chain. Hospitality industry is known for having low salaries, potentially long work days, and just because you're a director does not mean that it matches up with a director in other industries. So that's just really an important part to know. Before you get into IT, pick the right industry. So it's critical to your success and to your happiness. Attention to detail is another critical item for working in IT. If you do not have the skill set, if you are having difficulties to focus and to pay attention to detail, IT is not for you, then you are in the wrong industry. So that's just something when you roll out software or hardware that impacts the work life of 30,000 users in your company and you mess up, well, guess you have 30,000 users impacted negatively that cannot do their job because you just did not pay attention to the required steps to push out certain settings, as an example. So that attention to detail is mission critical to your success in information technology. And last but not least, there are more items, of course. I want to say problems tend to follow you no matter where you go. You go to a different company, problems that you have, they will follow you. If you change careers to go into IT, problems that you potentially have in other industries will follow you. So let's say you worked in a customer service type of role in retail or in a call center, whatever, you go into IT to get away from it because you're just tired of dealing with customers. They're just always grumpy and complain. Well, this will follow you because working in information technology, you are a service provider. You can be an internal service provider, and it's not just help desk or service desk. It goes all the way up into systems administration, cybersecurity. You're providing a service to the business. You go into IT management, the stakeholders in other departments or groups are your customers. So you still have that customer service mindset that you need to succeed in those roles. So think about why are you leaving the other industry and make sure that the problems that you have there are not following you. So I hope this gives you an idea of what to consider if you want to know if IT is the right thing for you. Is it the right thing for you to get into information technology? So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.